Honey, don't you love me the most? So, why can't I have two husbands? Her voice still echoed in my ears, a cruel joke. And if you're grinding away, making all that money for me, why can't every last cent be mine? New York City. Or at least, what used to be my New York. The funeral home was chillingly empty. Just one man and one woman. The woman was Isabella Vance. My ex-wife. Her face, still undeniably beautiful, those almond eyes, those full, pouting lips. But the words that spilled from them. God. To put it bluntly, she was utterly shameless. My blood, or whatever spectral equivalent I had now, boiled. If I weren't just a disembodied spirit, I'd be shaking with rage. Seriously, this is why you cheated on me? I wanted to scream. You have no shame, you bitch. Back in college, I chased this woman for 5 long years. Like a damn lovesick puppy, I doted on her daily, finally coughing up 50 grand, my hard-earned cash, as a bride price to make her mine. After we married, I worked myself to the bone, eventually starting my own business, amassing the tens of millions I had now. And her? She did nothing but shop and play cards with her girlfriends. And still, she had the gall to slap a massive pair of horns on my head. She wanted all my assets? Demanded 2 husbands? I must have been truly blind. That bastard Ryan Sterling, her lover, barely suppressed a smirk as he patted my coffin. My coffin. Tell me, he said, his voice dripping with condescension, why would you pick a fight with a wife who studied medicine? Now you're dead, and the autopsy report will just say cardiac arrest. A slow, low-dose poisoning over time, untraceable. Ethan practically forced my hand, Isabella sighed, as if she were the victim. It was his fault for finding out about us and then trying to kick me out with nothing. That bastard, he wasted the best years of a woman's life. My name. She still used my name. I almost had a spectral aneurysm. I wished I could become a vengeful wraith. Even if it meant never reincarnating, I'd tear this adulterous pair limb from limb. But in the end, I could do nothing, just float there, helpless. Click, clack, click. The sound of heels on the marble floor cut through the silence. A woman with an icy demeanor, her feet clad in crimson stilettos, strode into the funeral home. She wore a tailored black pantsuit, her wavy dark hair swaying with each powerful, decisive step. Her beauty was breathtaking, almost otherworldly, with a distinctive beauty mark, like a teardrop, beneath one fiercely captivating eye. Trailing her were numerous attendants, bodyguards, and a swarm of paparazzi. It had to be her. Today, Apex Global had broken into the Fortune 100, and it was also the moment its CEO, Victoria Warren, officially topped the Forbes list of wealthiest women. Yet, at her company's major new product launch, she'd taken a single call and abruptly left everyone behind to come to this desolate funeral. My funeral. It was incomprehensible. Seeing this woman, even as a spirit, I was stunned. Victoria Warren. The woman who had sponsored my education, who had practically controlled the first half of my life. She was twisted, powerful, domineering. She wanted to cage me, to turn me into a prized specimen, to force me to be her gilded bird for life. The last time, I had finally escaped her. For over 10 years, I'd lived in peace, never imagining that today she would find me. Even dead. A primal fear surged through me, even as a spirit, I felt a deep unease. Noticing the commotion, Isabella looked at Victoria with open hostility. Who are you? Victoria didn't even spare her a glance. Her eyes, cold as glaciers, surveyed the white roses scattered throughout the room. I've always preferred red roses, her voice was like ice. Ethan, he never listened. She still called me Ethan. She retrieved a tarnished fountain pen from her pocket, her long, elegant fingers caressing it gently. As if, through this pen, she was intimately touching a lover, me. Ryan Sterling sneered. Oh, you know Ethan? Looks like you're his old flame. He didn't finish his sentence. Victoria's eyes flashed. She gripped the fountain pen and plunged it violently into his neck. Arg! Ryan collapsed, hands scrabbling uselessly at the wound. He quickly bled out. The surrounding reporters were dumbstruck. Someone dialed 911, more of them raised their cameras, flashes firing relentlessly. Click. Flash. Click. Under the barrage of light, Victoria picked up a blood-splattered white rose and tucked it behind her ear. The bloom only accentuated her dangerous allure, a beauty that was truly heaven-sent. She walked towards Isabella, her stunning features making even another woman like Bella stare in a daze. Victoria casually wiped her hands with a white silk handkerchief, then twisted it into a thin cord, looped it behind Isabella's neck, and pulled hard. Ah! KKH! Help! Help me! Isabella shrieked in terror. She tried to struggle. But her petite frame was no match for Victoria, a former national kickboxing champion. Isabella's struggles grew weaker, until they ceased entirely. The reporters screamed. "Ah!" Just then, police officers swarmed in. They froze at the scene before them. Astounding! In New York, everyone knew the name Victoria Warren. I watched, a detached horror gripping me. She had killed them. For me. This meant she had chosen to forsake her life, to abandon all the power, status, and wealth she had fought her entire life to achieve. Quiet, Victoria turned, a single cold glare stopping the officer who was about to restrain her. Her powerful aura subdued everyone present. Then, she turned to her longtime butler beside her. "You've worked hard all these years, Alfred. Go back and support Jason as my successor." The butler nodded, tears welling in his eyes. He had watched Victoria grow up. Outsiders only knew her as the decisive, formidable empress of the business world. Only he knew just how much suffering Victoria had endured in this life. Victoria staggered towards my coffin. Each step was heavy, as if bearing the weight of all the seasons she had passed alone without me. Finally, she stopped. The female CEO, always so strong and decisive in public, now looked as if she might shatter. Victoria's eyes were vacant, her voice trembling. "Ethan, why couldn't you just stay by my side? I've achieved so much in this life, possessed countless riches, immense power, but what I wanted, from beginning to end, was only you. Ethan, this life, the next, for all eternity. You will never escape me." With those words, she slit her own throat. The motion was clean, decisive, final. In that instant, my soul felt like it had been violently struck. I didn't understand. Why? Didn't she see me as a toy? Then why avenge me, why follow me in death? Why? The only thing I was sure of was that my heart, or what was left of it, felt like it was being torn apart. The pain was suffocating. I felt myself growing heavier, as if falling into a bottomless abyss. My senses blurred. Until a flash of white light. I snapped my eyes open. I was in a lavishly decorated bedroom. From the king-sized bed to the distant sofa, even the carpet, everything screamed expensive luxury. The familiar surroundings made me instantly realize this wasn't New York. This was Rosewood Manor in Havenwood. Victoria's estate. But, hadn't I died? Before I could fully process, my face was forcefully turned to meet a pair of dangerously alluring eyes. Her eyes. She frowned slightly, her face flushed, her eyes blazing with a desire that was hard to tell if it stemmed from ecstasy or unbearable pain. "Daring to zone out without my permission, She pressed down on me, her long fingers daring to zone out without my permission, She pressed down on me, her long fingers gripping my chin, her tone tyrannical. "Good boy. Look clearly at who you're under, who possesses you." "It's me," she purred. "Victoria Warren." Seeing this, feeling her on top of me, I felt like I'd been plunged into an icy abyss. Rebirth. I'd dreamt of this scene countless times in my previous life. Wished for it, even. But actually being back here, with her. It was terrifying. I shouldn't have touched her. Not then, not now. In my past life, Victoria had sponsored me since I was a sophomore in high school. She'd lifted me out of poverty, provided me with the best educational resources, and, in her twisted way, had also stripped me of everything else. I couldn't get too close to other women, wasn't allowed any personal space, even sleeping had to be with her, in her bed, under her watch. I used to tell myself, I was being supported. so being a little obedient was fine. Even if the relationship was peculiar, I would repay her kindness after graduation. Until yesterday, or what felt like yesterday to this newly reborn me. Victoria had found out I'd confessed my feelings to Isabella. She had already been drunk from a business dinner. And so, a night of madness. My first time. Hers too, I'd later realize. After that, she completely lost it. Her possessiveness and twisted love were like a tsunami, making me desperate to escape. Now, I was pinned uncomfortably, looking at Victoria, who was visibly trying to suppress her rage. I let out a soft groan, trying to sound placating. Vicky, please don't be angry, let me explain. Victoria's eyes narrowed dangerously. I told you. Don't call me Vicky. She tightened her grip on my chin, punishingly biting my lip, kissing me ravenously. I wanted to resist, but she interlaced her fingers with mine, pressing my hands into the soft duvet. Devouring me. I could only accept it helplessly, feeling my soul being drained. I just hoped this punishment would be gentler than what I imagined. Not Vicky, then what? I didn't dare use her full name, not like this. Perhaps, I really wasn't thinking straight. The word just slipped out, mistress. The woman above me suddenly froze. I knew, instantly, I'd paid a heavy price for that slip. Truly, after the night that followed, I had nothing left. After a night of tangled limbs and raw passion, the only thing that hadn't settled was my chaotic heartbeat. The air was thick with the scent of sweat, our bodies, and lingering alcohol. The hazy moonlight outside seemed to be drunk on it too. In my days, I thought I heard her whisper faintly by my ear. You like Isabella that much? Her usual dominance and strength seemed to shatter in an instant, like a badly wounded animal baring its last fangs. You're mine. Be good, listen to me. Can you call me darling just once? I'll give you my entire life. 2 glistening tears fell onto my chest, scalding hot. When I opened my eyes again, the space beside me was empty. Only a stark, crimson bloodstain on the pristine white sheets caught my eye. Her blood. My mind was a mess. Ultimately, in my past life, she was the one who avenged me, and in doing so, gave up her own life and everything she had fought for. Now, reborn in Kamer, I realized, that had been her first time. Fine. This life, I'd try living with her. Even if she was a Yandere who might want to kill me. What other choice did I have? Ring, ring, ring. My phone buzzed incessantly on the nightstand. Alex Baker, Ethan, dude, don't sweat it. So what if the campus queen turned you down? Forget her, there are hotter fish in the sea. Alex Baker, school's starting soon, snap out of it. Sophomore year, man. Beautiful sophomore year. College life is awesome. It'll make you forget all your troubles. Me, college life is that good? Alex Baker, tried it yesterday, it's pretty sweet. Me? I instantly understood. Typical Alex. All talk, that perpetually single guy. Alex Baker, oh, right, want me to save a slice of cheesecake for the campus queen? My thoughts spun. I remembered the timeline correctly. And the campus queen Alex was talking about was Isabella Vance, the woman who cheated on me and then poisoned me in my past life. AKA, the Black Widow. Who in their right mind would still simp for her? Save her cheesecake? Me, why the hell would I do that? Alex Baker, Ethan, my man, I'd die for you, but I ain't castrating myself. Can we just not gift her that? Me? Idiot. But he was right, school was starting soon. Time to get serious. Rebirth. Everything could change. I could make more money than in my previous life, faster, and while I couldn't match that psycho Victoria, becoming a millionaire would be a piece of cake. In this era, TikTok wasn't a global phenomenon yet, and e-commerce live streaming was just budding. If I could make a big score before then, get in early, I was confident, this life, I could definitely build a fortune in the hundreds of millions, maybe even billions. And I wouldn't even be 30. 30 years old, self-made billionaire. Just thinking about it was exhilarating. As for that woman, Isabella, poisoning me, huh? Good, I never hold a grudge. So, in her autopsy report, the most they'd find would be human tissue from a pile of poison needles. A fitting end. But first, I needed to try and placate Victoria. I'd worked my ass off to get into prestigious Havenwood University. I couldn't get kicked out again because she decided to lock me up. The look of heartbroken disappointment on my parents' faces back then. I could never forget it. I'd been so thoroughly handled the night before, I had no strength left. It took me 3 tries just to get out of bed. I went to the bathroom to wash up. Looking at my disheveled reflection, I couldn't help but chuckle. What a mess, 19-year-old me. In the mirror, my thick bangs were too long, obscuring my eyes. I wore a pair of clunky black-rimmed glasses that dragged my looks down several notches. Wasting my youth by not being a heartthrob? What a crime. Seriously, all the money I earned from part-time jobs, why did I spend it all on Isabella? I never even thought to buy myself some decent clothes. I quickly took a hot shower, changed into a clean white shirt and slacks, and ditched the ugly black frames. Done with that, I left the manor, cautiously, and ducked into a barbershop in Havenwood town. Half an hour later, I emerged transformed. Sharp brows, bright eyes, handsome, strong cheekbones. My dark hair was expertly layered in a trendy 2-block cut, giving me the clean-cut aura of a campus dreamboat. My posture was straight and tall, exuding a fresh, captivating charm. The moment I stepped onto the street, I drew more than a few stares. My looks, once sealed away by those glasses, were finally out to conquer. Oh my God, that guy is so hot. Get his number for me, please. I don't dare. I want you to get his number for me, huh? A pair of giggling teenage girls, sweet and shy, walked past me. I took a deep breath of the fresh, post-rebirth air. My mood was excellent. I happened to pass by a bakery. I remembered Victoria liked red velvet cake, so I bought a slice on a whim. Maybe it would improve her mood a little. Or at least, buy me some time. Just then, my phone rang. Isabella. I fought to suppress the overwhelming murderous intent. What's up? I tried to keep my voice even. Isabella, Ethan, students should focus on their studies. You've been very good to me these past few years, but I still want to concentrate on school first. The same old lines. We're from 2 different worlds. I really don't like you. But if you stop being nice to me just because I rejected you, then I'll feel like you didn't like me as much as you said in your love letter. She rambled on. My face darkened. Isabella, go get your head checked. Isabella flushed beet red. What did you say, you? I said, alright, wait for me to learn interspecies communication. Next time, we'll be able to talk without any barriers. Isabella, Ethan, you are. I quickly hung up before she could unleash any more of her magic. So satisfying. That woman needed to pay, but for now, it was best to lay low and build my strength. Good thing I wasn't reborn during college application season, I muttered to myself. With my current brain, trying to get into an Ivy League? I'd be lucky to break 1200 on the SATs. Just then, a Maybach, her Maybach, slowly pulled up beside me. I was still plotting my rebirth strategy. The next thing I knew, Alfred, Victoria's imposing butler, had plucked me off the street with one hand and deposited me into the car. Me? Victoria, dressed in a black pantsuit, sat in the back. A light breeze through the open window ruffled her wavy hair, revealing her elegant jawline and slender, swan-like neck. She always seemed to exude that cold, noble air. A slim, feminine cigarette was perched between Victoria's fingertips. She took a light drag, her brow furrowed slightly, her exquisite profile partially obscured by a veil of white smoke. A low pressure filled the car, like the calm before a devastating storm. You ran away again. Her voice was flat, devoid of emotion, which was somehow more terrifying. I tensed immediately. Only then did it register. I'd left Rosewood Manor to get a haircut. Not only had I failed to report to Victoria, but I'd also just taken a call from Isabella. I was screwed. Her words snapped me back to reality. I tried to explain, don't overthink it. I just went out for a haircut. Oh? Victoria reached out, her hand gently caressing my face. The gesture was both tender and disturbingly possessive. As if she were desperately trying to restrain herself from shattering her most prized possession, me. Her moist, red lips parted slightly. But darling, my assistant just told me, you were on the phone with Isabella, weren't you? As she finished speaking, she casually lowered the partition in the Maybach. Her delicate, bejeweled hand glided over my neck, then slowly descended, brushing past my chest, continuing its exploration downwards. Finally, it settled on my lower back, pulling me forcefully into her embrace. Before I could react, Victoria's lips crushed mine. My breath caught. My nostrils filled with the signature scent of expensive sandalwood from Victoria, mixed with the subtle, deep aroma of her cigarettes. The woman's domineering voice whispered in my ear. Ethan, you're not being good. I should have locked you up sooner. Her breath fanned across my skin. Perhaps iron chains would be a little cold, a little hard. I might hurt you, it might be quite painful. Her voice dropped to a husky murmur. But I really can't bring myself to break your legs. I could barely breathe. I pushed Victoria away, gasping. You misunderstood me, Vicky. I mean. Victoria's brow furrowed, a dangerous glint in her eyes. Vicky? Miss Trey, no, Victoria. I stammered, quickly producing the slice of red velvet cake I'd bought earlier, and started bullshitting. I went out to buy you cake, and then I got a haircut on the way. I held it up like a shield. I wasn't meeting anyone else, I promise. Were you? Victoria looked surprised, her delicate eyebrows arching slightly, her dark eyes boring into me. The eyes of this apex predator were always merciless, always cold and somber, always domineering and powerful. Her intense aura was like a tidal wave, threatening to drown me. I tried to look as sincere as possible. I've thought it over, Victoria. You've sponsored my education all these years, you've been very good to me. I laid it on thick. Besides, after what happened last night, in short, I'll take responsibility for you. I carefully reflected. In my past life, I was a real bastard. It was her first time, after all. And what did I do? Slept with her and then ran off like she had the plague. Wasn't that the definition of a hit and run? No wonder Victoria ended up locking me away for 2 solid years, even forcing me to drop out of the university I'd worked so hard to get into. Hearing this, Victoria's eyes narrowed, the dangerous aura around her intensifying. I swallowed hard. What I just said was truly from the heart, or at least, a calculated version of it. I had taken Victoria's first time. So, even if I couldn't figure her out, even if I was a little scared of her, I would still try to accommodate her, to appease her. If we really couldn't make it work, well, we'd cross that bridge when we came to it. A second later, Victoria lifted me with both hands, she was surprisingly strong, and slammed me down onto the seat. This time, her kisses were almost punitive, biting at my lips. She bit until they bled, then greedily licked at the fresh blood, humming softly with satisfaction. I took a deep breath. I understood her temperament. I could only go along with it. All right, fine. New perspective. Even if she was a Yandere, she was a beautiful Yandere. A kiss is just a kiss. Besides, I wasn't the one being taken advantage of here. Not entirely. I tentatively tried to return her kiss. The gesture immediately sent Victoria into a frenzy. She nearly lost control, willing to drown even if it meant suffocating from the kiss. Her face was flushed, her eyes slightly glazed, a sheen of sweat on her forehead. She looked incredibly alluring. I panted for breath. I had to admit, Victoria was truly stunning, and her figure was perfect. When she'd pressed against me earlier, I could clearly feel her softness and body heat. My mind drifted for a moment, recalling a certain position from last night. I couldn't help but ask, somewhat unsatisfied, do you want to continue? Victoria's expression froze. Hearing my question, she flew into a rage, grabbing my throat. Changed your tune? Or, are you trying to trick me? Get me to lower my guard, then elope with Isabella? She practically spat out the last sentence, her killing intent dangerously palpable. I sighed. I'm serious. Liking Isabella before was just a childish infatuation. You're countless times better than her. I can't stay blind forever, right? I was laying it on thick, but there was a sliver of truth. Although I don't really have strong feelings for you right now, I will try to be good to you. I won't shirk my responsibilities. Then, the crucial part. Also, I worked really hard to get into Havenwood. I still want to make enough money in the future to bring my parents to Havenwood to live comfortably. So, can you please not lock me up? Hearing these words, Victoria's expression faltered. Almost instantly, the murderous aura around her dissipated, even giving off a deceptive illusion of gentleness. Really? Her voice was softer now. Yeah, really. Seeing a glimmer of hope and swaying her, I continued, I was planning to hang out outside for a bit longer, but I don't want you to misunderstand, so I'll just stay at the manor. I'll use my actions to give you a sense of security, to prove to you that I'm truly willing to stay by your side, to treat you sincerely, okay? Victoria was silent for a long time. Finally, she relented. I was taken back to Rosewood Manor. Watching my retreating figure, I could almost hear Alfred's thoughts. Wow. He must have felt Victoria's wrath earlier. He knew all too well how decisive his mistress could be. Moreover, this young me, I had always been like an untamable wolf cub. And now I was walking away unscathed. I could imagine Alfred taking a deep breath and asking, "Ma'am, if you let Mr. Cole off like this, won't you be spoiling him too much?" He'd still refer to me formally to her, of course. And Victoria, watching my back, shaking her head. I misunderstood him. Alfred would be confused. The assistant would probably add, "But ma'am, I just found out he was on the phone with Isabella earlier." Victoria, he was probably just breaking things off with her. Alfred, then what about yesterday? Victoria, he was tricked. He's just a kid, what does he know? Alfred and the assistant would be thinking, heavens. No way, ma'am. Your lifelong reputation, how could you be fooled by this pretty boy with a slice of cake? You've lost your mind. A gentle breeze probably rustled Victoria's coat, accentuating her slender figure, giving her an air of fragile beauty that made one want to protect her. She'd looked down at the red velvet cake in her hand, her gaze profound. I know these are all just his tricks, just a facade. She wasn't an idiot. It wasn't that she didn't have ways to deal with me. She was just conceding. For now. Keep a close eye on him, she'd instruct them. If Ethan tries to run away again, tie him up. Various thoughts would be flashing through Victoria's mind. Like breaking my limbs and turning me into a cripple, or tying me to the bed for the rest of her life, for her to pluck as she pleased. Or using drugs to make me lose my memory, so they could start all over again. Her eyes would be deep and dark. Ethan, you'd better be good. I shivered, even though I was already inside the manor. Meanwhile, Isabella, after I hung up on her, was probably stunned. Did he actually? Is he crazy? Her best friend, Chloe Hansen, would ask tentatively, "What's wrong, Bella?" "Oh, by the way, when is Ethan bringing the bubble tea? It's so hot, we're dying out here." I didn't even get to tell him. Isabella would frown slightly. The most important thing is, he actually yelled at me just now. In her memory, I'd always been gentle with her, always catering to her every whim, never so outrageous. She'd probably wonder if her rejection yesterday was too harsh, if it had broken me. Chloe would be aghast. He yelled at you? Oh my God. Bella, seriously, that Ethan guy needs to get over himself. Someone like him is lucky to even be friends with a goddess like you. A toad lusting after a swan, he should take a good look in the mirror. Let me tell you, he'll be lucky to find any girlfriend in this lifetime, and he dares to dream about you? You're the campus queen. It's fine, Isabella would say, feigning indifference. She'd stand up, buy 2 bubble teas, and then turn to leave the shop. Chloe, however, would pull out her phone and text me. "Chloe Hansen, if you come back to campus and don't buy me bubble tea for a month, I'll tell Bella not to forgive you. You won't even be friends then." "Chloe Hansen, if you come back to campus and don't buy me bubble tea for a month, I'll tell Bella not to forgive you. You won't even be friends then." Seeing Chloe's messages pop up on my phone, my eye twitched. Isabella? She's not even worthy of a single strand of Victoria's hair. Though Victoria was terrifying, at least she was intensely real. I casually replied. Me, idiot. Then I turned off my phone, preparing to find Victoria to discuss unfreezing my accounts. After all, I wanted to make some quick cash before school started. Although I only had $500 in my pocket, I was confident I could multiply it several dozen times over. The only regret was confessing to Isabella earlier. Because of that, the black card Victoria had given me was currently frozen. Otherwise, I'd be building my business empire right now, instead of worrying about these petty cash schemes. Rosewood Manor was vast. A few hundred meters from the main house was where Victoria often read. It was also a restricted area, off-limits to everyone. It was a glass house, constructed from rare Nanmu wood and reinforced glass. Inside, it was originally filled with vibrant red roses. Rumor had it that Victoria watered them daily with the fresh blood of her enemies, which was why they were so blood-red and thirsty-looking. It was called the Crimson Orangery. And I had a feeling I'd be seeing a lot more of it, and its owner. Sunlight streamed through the glass, refracting into a rainbow of colors that danced across the room. A graceful figure in a pale apricot lace nightgown lay on the sofa. With each gentle breath, her ample chest rose and fell. The slit design of the nightgown revealed long, slender, snow-white legs, skin so smooth it looked like it might break, her toes delicate and gleaming. Victoria's left hand was tucked under her head, her right holding a book, her posture elegant yet languid. A light breeze rustled the greenery in the room, and sunlight filtering through the leaves dappled her captivating, wild eyes, as if sprinkling stars into an ancient, bottomless pool. Such an ethereally beautiful woman, yet her inner world could rival that of a world-destroying demon. Beautiful? No. Destructive, bloodthirsty, ruthless, tyrannical, those were the words that truly described her. I had assumed a CEO would only read books on finance or management, but Victoria's favorite was ancient military strategy. Knock, knock. I knocked and entered. Victoria, I want to discuss something with you. Victoria looked up at me, her tone commanding. Come here. I had intended to sit on the corner of the sofa, but to my surprise, she familiarly settled herself right onto my lap. The tight furrow in Victoria's brow relaxed considerably, her voice weary. Go on. I said, it's summer break now. I want to earn some money on my own before school starts, maybe start a small business later. So, can I not be at the manor during the day? But I'll definitely be back at night, okay? I was incredibly nervous asking this. After all, I knew all too well her sick possessiveness and need for control. But unexpectedly, this time Victoria agreed very readily. Have Alfred go with you. She agreed? You have to be back before dark, otherwise. I'll get angry, she added. I was a little incredulous. So, you're not worried? I mean, you can put some kind of listening device in my phone, or if that's not effective, stick a GPS on me. I'll cooperate. Victoria, already done, a long time ago. Me? Seriously, no wonder I always failed to get away in my past life. But if that was the case, something didn't add up. Being monitored so closely, theoretically, I shouldn't have been able to escape her grasp in my previous life. This was the ruthless Victoria, after all. So, did she unilaterally decide to give me freedom in my past life? A tyrannical, aggressive person like her would actually yield? After a long silence, I finally couldn't help but say, I'm sorry. My attitude towards you before was always pretty bad. You clearly sponsored my education before that, I shouldn't have been like that. It doesn't matter. Victoria lowered her eyes slightly, her elegant, proud fingers turning a page in her book, the movement much slower than before. Why do you like red roses so much? I don't. Huh? But you grow so many. Because. Victoria's voice grew softer and softer, gentler too, like the harmless mewling of a kitten, eventually fading into even breathing. I looked down and realized Victoria had fallen asleep at some point. A light breeze brushed through her silky hair, outlining her enchanting, alluring figure. Her long, slender, snow-white legs were stretched out casually, her smooth skin looking so delicate it made one want to caress it. Sunlight fell on her long, curled lashes, resting on her wavy hair, as if scattering a galaxy across it. She was truly beautiful. I whispered her name twice. Victoria, Victoria? Seeing she was asleep, I casually took off my jacket and draped it over her. Noticing her long legs were exposed, I made sure to cover them too. Ring ring. My phone vibrated. It was a message from Alfred. Alfred, Mr. Cole, are you and Ms. Warren together? Me, in the glass house. Alfred, please bring Ms. Warren out. Dr. Wang is here for her regular psychological evaluation. Alfred, I dare not disturb her in places other than the main hall, let alone the glass house. Ms. Warren doesn't allow anyone in there. Only then did it belatedly dawn on me. Victoria actually never took good care of herself. Her work and rest schedule was erratic, and she often skipped meals. Most importantly, this princess from a prestigious family seemed to have never been properly cared for since she was young. Long-term physical weakness, insufficient qi and blood, she was truly a sickly beauty. So, was she asleep, or had she fainted? Me, wait a moment. Me, she seems to have fallen asleep. After sending that message, I stayed in that position until noon. When Victoria woke up, she changed into business attire and went to her study to work, ignoring Dr. Wang's suggestion that she continue resting. Seeing the dark circles under Victoria's eyes, I suddenly felt a pang of heartache. So, I secretly got Dr. Wang's contact information and asked about Victoria's specific condition. Dr. Wang was very direct and sent me a short paragraph. Dr. Wang, she is very dependent on red roses. Only in the glasshouse filled with those red roses can she rest well. Dr. Wang, her psychological state has also been very pessimistic recently. The last test results showed cruelty, destructiveness, murderous intent. These are things she finds difficult to control. Dr. Wang, also, most importantly, anxiety. She seems to always be very afraid of losing something. I took a deep breath. That brutal? I had thought her condition had improved a lot. It seemed it was still not good. Having nearly been turned into a specimen by Victoria in my past life, I was terrified. No, I had to coax Victoria properly. Otherwise, it would be difficult for me to even survive until graduation. Anxiety, huh? I thought for a moment. I remember raising fish can relieve anxiety. Coincidentally, I also wanted to go out and earn some money. When I had enough, I'd buy Victoria some good fish. Those lionhead goldfish look very cute, like little pigs. Victoria would probably like them, right? Okay, out first. Then think about how to multiply the $500 in my pocket. Let's just make money. Mr. Cole, you haven't taken the car keys. Alfred, seeing I was about to leave, hurried over. Me? Honestly, there were some details from my past life I didn't remember clearly. I have a car? Alfred nodded. Ms. Warren gifted it. I glanced at the bunch of car keys in his hand. Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lamborghini, Pagani. It was dazzling, all supercars. Me, alright, which key is mine? Alfred, they're all yours. Me, heavens? I looked at the car keys again, then suddenly took a deep breath. What did you say? Then what the hell was I striving for after being reborn? Wouldn't it be better to just cling tightly to the thigh of a rich woman? What kind of high and mighty act was I putting on in my past life? Refusing Victoria's black card, adamantly not sitting in the supercars Victoria bought for me, even refusing to get a driver's license to show my determination. Seriously? Alfred looked bewildered. Not enough? Then tell me what other car you want, I'll go pick it out immediately. Ms. Warren said, whatever you want, just tell me. Right now, I do want something. Can you just give me money directly? I grinned. That way, I wouldn't have to go through the initial of starting a small business. Wouldn't it be great to get rich instantly? Alfred also grinned. Then you'd better just dream on. Me? Alfred, have you forgotten? Ha ha. A few days ago, you bought 2 plane tickets to Paris using the money from Ms. Warren's black card trying to run? Don't even think about it. Me. Well. I almost couldn't resist slapping myself. 10 minutes later, I was leisurely sitting in a Bugatti Veyron. Not bad, the kind where even the most basic model costs at least $2.5 million. Adjusted currency for US context, when the car arrived downstairs at Alex Baker's apartment, I didn't forget to get out and take a picture of the Bugatti to send. I remember we both really liked this one. Let's take it for a spin later when we're done with business. /image. Alex Baker? Alex Baker, oh, internet pic, right? Don't mess around, bro, I'm busy. Take your time. If you don't come downstairs, I'm leaving. I turned off my phone, feeling incredibly emotional. Oh my god. This blissful life. In my past life, I was too well protected by Victoria. I basically had no contact with real society. Anyone who has experienced the 007-996 work culture, tasted the hardships of life and the difficulty of making money, could not refuse Victoria. Beautiful and rich. So what if she's a Yandere? So what? Isn't she just a sentimental, insecure, beautiful older sister type? Isn't that a million times gentler than those ruthless, gaslighting capitalists who pay you $3,000 a month and are still stingy as hell? Ethan Cole, oh Ethan Cole, you were too foolish in your past life. Self-correction, should be me, oh me, no, I was too foolish in my past life. Mr. Cole, I remember you didn't like this car before. You said it was too ostentatious. Why did you think of asking me to bring it out today? Alfred asked from the side. Because, I've figured things out. Alfred, it's good that you figured things out. It's like a peacock spreading its tail, you know. Alfred? Good. What tricks is this brat trying to pull now? I could almost hear his internal monologue. This black card must remain firmly frozen. Sealed tight. At the same time, upstairs, in a cozy bedroom, Alex Baker turned off his phone. He scrolled back to the post he had just seen and couldn't help but tease. What's it like when your best friend suddenly becomes a rich second generation? Forget it, I know. Share 100 of the life stories you just made up. I don't believe it. How could something like that happen in real life? Dad, I'm going out to play with Ethan. I won't be back for dinner. He pushed open his bedroom door and casually said as he passed through the living room. Only to be pulled back by his father with one hand. Son, come quick and look. Isn't this a Bugatti? Parked right downstairs from our building, holy moly. Alex's dad said, while taking out his phone and snapping pictures furiously. He thought for a moment, then pressed his face against the screen, trying to get a selfie with the supercar. Then he was shocked to discover, damn, this is extraordinary, there's a Rolls-Royce behind it too. Gasp. How did our neighborhood get this level of supercar? Alex Baker. Bugatti Veyron? And a Rolls-Royce? He couldn't help but look down. Wow, it's real. Alex looked closely and found a handsome guy standing next to the Bugatti Veyron. He immediately couldn't help but exclaim. TSK, this is the life I can only dream of. So handsome, and driving this level of supercar. Too happy. The plane trees lining the road cast a dense green shade. Summer sunlight filtered through the leaves, dappling the ground with spots of light. The person stood tall and straight, as if stepping out of a galaxy. A gentle breeze blew, ruffling the young man's picturesque, handsome face, elegant and suave. Good. This guy already has a Bugatti Veyron, and he's also lost his, wait, what? Damn. The more Alex looked, the redder his eyes became. He couldn't resist taking a picture and sending it to me, sharing his misery with his best friend. Alex Baker, look, this is the difference between people. You're tricking me with internet pics, and I have a real rich second-gen driving a Bugatti Veyron here. So handsome, oh my god. He still didn't forget to continue his lecture. Alex Baker, Ethan, a goddess like campus queen Isabella Vance, do you find her hard to woo? Wrong. With this dude, he just has to wave his hand, and Isabella would rush over. Alex Baker, so, you see, money is for girls to look at, not for girls to spend. Learn from this. Me. Why are you secretly taking pictures of my back? Don't dawdle, hurry downstairs. But I don't know how to drive, the Bugatti only has 2 seats, and I have to leave one for the butler, so you'll have to take the car behind for now. Alex Baker, stop pretending. Give me your location, I'll take a cab over later. Me, you really don't want a ride in the Rolls-Royce? Alex Baker, more bullshitting is pointless. Me, take your time then, I'm going. /location, Golden Flower Wholesale Market. After closing the group chat, Alex couldn't resist sending the picture he just took to the class group. At this age, people love to share, especially since a scene like today's is something many ordinary people would rarely see in their lifetime. In an instant, the class group chat exploded. Student A, what kind of car is this? It looks a bit ugly, that big nose in the middle. Student B, no way, Fong Ting, do you even know cars? This is a Bugatti Veyron. Damn. Bugatti Veyron. I just googled it, the cheapest one is at least $2.5 million. Student C, that's an insane amount, I wouldn't dare dream of it in this lifetime, my savings don't even have that many zeros. Student D, oh my god, the Bugatti's light is too dazzling, I thought the Rolls-Royce Phantom behind it was a minibus. Student E, the guy standing next to the car is so handsome. Even though it's just his back, he has a special aura. Who is this? Student F, at Alex Baker, help me get his contact info, I'm not kidding. For the sake of future generations, for wealth and prosperity in this life, I want to hit on him. Student G, at Alex Baker, me too, but I'm kidding, huh? Student H, at Alex Baker, me too, following the formation, not really wanting to, definitely not a gold digger. Even the usually aloof campus queen, Isabella Vance, couldn't help but speak up. Isabella Vance, just from a picture, you can see his extraordinary aura, but young masters like him wouldn't even look at girls from our social class. Isabella Vance, his position and background mean he has definitely met many equally outstanding girls. Besides, whether it's his perspective or the education he received from a young age, it wouldn't let him value NPCs like us. This cold water doused the chat, and no one spoke. Alex pouted. TSK, she talks all high and mighty, but I don't like it. I always feel Isabella is fake. Who told her to bully my Ethan? The effort I had put in for Isabella over the years, couldn't it be devalued just because I was a pursuer? I did it because I liked her, it wasn't an obligation. Ting. His phone received a private message. Isabella Vance, Alex Baker, help me get that guy's contact information. I'm 19 and very confused about the future. I want to ask this talented young man for guidance, please. Alex. She wants to go to a hotel to consult the mystery of hundreds of millions of lives, that might be more like it. He thought. He turned and went downstairs, calling me. Ethan, are you at Golden Flower yet? I'm coming right now. Yeah, I'm here. I sat in the car, enjoying the AC, eating the fruit platter Alfred bought, and calmly replied, you know, if I had driven to your place to pick you up, you could have saved some taxi money. Alex, that's not right, Ethan. Even if Isabella rejected your confession, you wouldn't be this agitated, would you? Honestly, maybe I should take you to see a doctor? Me, hurry up, your dad is waiting for you here. About 10 minutes after hanging up, Alex arrived by taxi and finally got out. He first looked around, didn't see me, and was about to call, when he suddenly saw a familiar combination. Bugatti Veyron. Rolls-Royce Phantom. And that handsome guy. Oh whoa! How could it be such a coincidence? Alex took out his phone again. This time, he wasn't planning to take pictures, but to video call me directly. Seeing I didn't answer for a long time, he was dying of anxiety. Alex Baker, come see. I saw that tall, rich, handsome guy again. Alex Baker, hurry up, Ethan. I think you've got some looks too. Wait for your dad to ask if that big shot has any homosexual preferences. From then on, you can save yourself 20 years of struggle and reach the pinnacle of life. Alex Baker, well, you look a bit shabby now. I'll take you to buy some clothes later. After a makeover, you'll be a handsome guy again. Alex Baker, answer the video call. Aw. Look quick. A genuine young master from Havenwood. It's really a Bugatti Veyron and a Rolls-Royce Phantom, so handsome. Finally, at this moment, the video call connected. I smiled on the other end. Alex Baker, I thought you really weren't interested in supercars. Alex Baker? Alex Baker? A healthy young man, suddenly petrified on the spot. He stared blankly at the Ethan in the phone video, then opened his mouth. Handsome bro, who are you? No way, how could his best friend look like this? Did I dial the wrong number? Wait, this handsome guy in the video looks familiar, and his background is familiar too. The car next to him, isn't that a Bugatti Veyron? Exactly like the one I'm seeing now. Suddenly, Alex was dumbstruck. He looked at the Ethan before him in disbelief and couldn't help rushing over. Damn. Damn. Ethan? You're Ethan? I nodded. It is I, Alex Baker. His eyes suddenly widened, and he couldn't help pinching my face. Oh my god, I actually thought your thick bangs were ugly before, but I didn't expect you to take off your glasses and remove a seal at the same time. Is this real or fake? Damn. You were originally this handsome. Then he rushed to the front of the Bugatti Veyron. Wait. Let me touch, a real Bugatti Veyron? Ethan, did you win the lottery? Or are you, like, something from a novel, the 3-year agreement is up, the Dragon King has returned? Gasp. Oh my god, I'm just talking nonsense. Am I dreaming? Damn. You really wanted me to sit in a Rolls-Royce Phantom before? I nodded. I wasn't kidding. Today I was accompanied by Alfred and 3 bodyguards. The bodyguards were in the Rolls-Royce Phantom, the front passenger seat was still empty. After that, Alex turned into a curious baby, asking all sorts of questions. To these questions, my answer was always very consistent. What rich family am I from? I'm just eating soft rice, being a kept man. Huh? Alex blinked, then waved his hand. Forget it, I don't believe you. Those rich old ladies who keep pretty boys are all fat. Your self-esteem is sky high, you definitely wouldn't agree to that. My eye twitched. My self-esteem was indeed stronger, but that was in my past life. Alfred, standing behind me, had a murderous glint in his eyes. The princess of their respected Warren family is no fat old lady. She's a true fairy descended to earth, a goddess-like existence. Does this little brat even know how to talk? I imagined him thinking. After that, Alex was really too excited, like a curious baby crawling in and out between the 2 supercars, even sitting in them to feel it out. Seeing this scene, I was also very happy. In fact, in my past life, I was miserably isolated. Throughout high school and even college, no one wanted to be my friend, except for this goofy Alex Baker. Later, when I started my own business, it was also Alex who didn't hesitate to help me a lot. It's just a car. It's fine if he likes to play with it. If possible, I hope that in this life I could strive to become a billionaire, so that my best friend could own a dream car that truly belonged to him. While I was bored, I casually checked the unread messages on my phone from the past few days. First was Chloe Hansen. Chloe Hansen, bastard. You dare yell at me? So uncultured. Don't worry, after school starts, I'll tell Bella to ignore you, not even say a word to you. Next was the class president, Sheen Long. Of course, he had another identity as Isabella Vance's loyal lackey. Sheen Long, Ethan, don't forget the summer homework. The teacher told us to do meaningful things, remember? If we win the special prize, there's a $100,000 reward. Everyone else in our group is actively completing it, only you're missing. Can you please not affect the group? Seeing this, I sat up straight. I almost forgot about this. The university I attended was Havenwood University, a prestigious one. Adjusted to fit U.S. context, previously 211 school, the most special thing about this university was that, in addition to traditional exam-oriented education, it paid more attention to the all-round development of students. The school often had elective courses such as leadership, shooting, horse riding, robotics, fashion, and even occasional inter-school business competitions. So, the teachers at this school not only had high salaries, but the scholarships for many activities were also very generous. 100,000, that sounds like a decent start-up capital. I began to think quickly. Even though I only had $500 in my pocket now, and I didn't have any golden finger after rebirth, it was still not a problem. I had Victoria's supercars. For example, this Bugatti. Since it was parked, many people had stopped to observe it. Bugatti Veyron plus a young lady maid plus black stockings. This combination definitely has potential. Thinking of this, I directly messaged Qin Long back. I'm leaving the group. I'll do this homework myself. At the same time, Alex, who was gleefully taking selfies in the Bugatti Veyron, was tapped on the shoulder by me. What's up? As soon as he turned around, he faced my benevolent gaze. Good friend, I urgently need a beautiful young lady maid to help sell things right now, but you know my luck with girls, I don't know any beauties. Alex was stunned. So? My smile became even more benevolent. Alex Baker, I think you're still quite charming, so, you wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to get rich quick in one day, would you? Alex Baker? Golden Flower was originally a large wholesale market. Those things were very cheap, a pair of ultra-thin summer black stockings was only $1.50. Adjusted currency, I bought 50 pairs in one go, but quality was still very good. I left the shop and went back, preparing to go to another women's clothing store to find Alex, who was changing clothes. Just then, a familiar figure appeared in a hidden corner, Qin Long. Next to him were Chloe Hansen and another female student, Zhao Ying. When they mentioned me, their faces were not very friendly. It's really frustrating. If we do the homework well, we can get a whole 100,000. Ethan doesn't want it, does that mean we don't want it either? Zhao Ying said angrily. These past few days, everyone has been sweeping the streets, contributing to the urban streets, so tired. Why can Ethan just hide at home and be a freeloader every day? Don't say any more. Chloe Hansen was also full of anger. He even yelled at me a few days ago. Sure enough, those stalkers are all annoying. Bella, you absolutely must ignore him. Qin Long also showed his agreement. Isabella Vance is the moon in the sky, not someone like Ethan Cole can touch. I heard that my family was very poor, a household in need of subsidies. How could I be worthy of half a point of his goddess? The more Chloe thought about it, the angrier she got. She was about to take out her phone to post family, who understands this? But she accidentally bumped into the person in front of her. She subconsciously roared, who is it? Don't you have eyes when you walk? But when she clearly saw the handsome man in front of her, she was directly stunned on the spot. You, handsome bro? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you. I glanced at Chloe Hansen and sneered. Oh, this woman is always so gentle, huh? I was too lazy to get entangled with these brats. Making money today was the most important thing. I hugged the pile of black stockings and left directly. But after I left, Qin Long and the others were still unable to recover for a long time. Chloe sighed. So handsome, that guy is like a celebrity, I wonder who he is. Suddenly, I feel like he and Isabella Vance are a good match, both have high looks. Zhao Ying also showed sparkling eyes. For some reason, she always felt this person was quite familiar. As if she had met him somewhere. Hearing this, Qin Long's face sank. What nonsense are you talking about? He's not from our school, how could he know Isabella Vance? Let's go. The maid outfit store. A girl wearing a maid outfit ran out of the fitting room. Her skin was fair, her eyes round and cute, her pink lips plump like a honey peach, soft and delicious. Her black wavy hair was waist-length. The maid outfit accentuated her innocent figure, her long legs in black stockings and doll shoes, lively yet subtly sexy. She came up to me, annoyed. You bastard. Alex Baker's appearance leaned towards a soft, androgynous handsome type, with a bit of heroic spirit. So now, wearing this maid outfit, combined with the wavy wig, one could only say he was beautiful to the point of being indistinguishable between male and female. I smirked. Hey, I told you, Alex, you can do it. Let me tell you first, I'll pay you 1,000 for today, no backing out, okay? Alex originally wanted to curse, but then he heard the salary of 1,000 a day. He succumbed. Let's go. He bit his lip. Then let me say first, just for today, okay? I haven't even graduated yet. If it weren't for making money, I definitely, I've never done this before. Me? What kind of weird language are you speaking? But in reality, Alex was still not very optimistic about my money-making plan. It sounded unreliable no matter how he heard it. But let me say first, Ethan. Today, I'm just accompanying you out to relieve your sorrow from being rejected. If the money-making plan fails, you don't need to pay me. Who told us two brothers to be so good? I casually brushed it off. In my heart, I thought, how could I possibly lose money? In my past life, I was a bona fide profiteer. In this life, after being reborn, my harmless appearance was just me at 19. This money couldn't be lost. After that, I led Alex away, not forgetting to tell the store staff, let me try it on for a bit. If my friend wears it comfortably, I'll come back and buy a dozen more. But if there's a problem, I'll return it. The store staff looked at the backs of the two of us, still a little dazed. Alright, he drove a supercar here, he definitely won't skip out on the bill. But do rich people play like this nowadays? Bringing a boy to buy maid outfits, and even wearing black stockings? Ah. This was, after all, part of the meaningful work during the summer vacation, so I later arranged for Alfred to film the entire process for me. Alfred was not at all arrogant. Okay, I have studied photography and editing, I will definitely complete it smoothly. Seeing Alfred had taken out the camera, I turned around and started arranging the script with Alex. Later, I'll drive you to a crowded place. Then what? Your image is a rich young lady experiencing life, remember? You sell black stockings for $20 a pair. Then, your target customers are boys, so be a little coquettish, a little cute. Adjusted price, Alex was dazed. But why would boys buy black stockings? Me, because what you're selling isn't black stockings, but their fantasy of you. Think about it, a coquettish young lady in black stockings and a maid outfit, driving a multi-million-dollar supercar to sell things on the street. And for those men who want to get closer to you, it only costs $20. The lowest gain is getting the young lady's WeChat. The highest gain, this could even be an opportunity for some people to fantasize about skipping several lifetimes of struggle. Don't you think it's worth it? Alex Baker? Oh my God. Isn't this line of thinking completely opened up? Even Alfred, standing behind me, was stunned when he heard it. Well, damn, who can even tell Ethan Cole from a profiteer anymore? Is this kind of trick even possible? I could almost hear his thoughts. Very quickly, Alfred drove Alex to the bustling downtown area. The moment the Bugatti Veyron appeared, all the pedestrians on the street were drawn to it, and when a blonde-haired maid stepped out of the passenger seat, the crowd erupted. So, Alex's subsequent selling of black stockings was incredibly smooth. Passerby, miss, why are you out here selling black stockings? Alex, this is a task my dad gave me. He wants me to experience the hardship of making money, otherwise, as an only daughter, I wouldn't be able to take over the company on my own later, but I still want to find a more capable boyfriend, so I don't have to work so hard. Passerby, oh, miss, you're so pretty, but why is your voice so deep? Do you have a cold? Alex, thank you, big brother, for buying my black stockings. You're such a good person, let's add each other on WeChat. I'll treat you to a meal when I'm free. Passerby, see, miss, your looks are off the charts. You need a boyfriend who's 6'3" like me, so you don't have to wear flats anymore. Alex, but my dad is very strict. I'm this old and I've never even been in a relationship, but we can be friends first. Thank you for buying my black stockings. In the Rolls-Royce behind the Bugatti, I watched this scene, my eye twitching. Well, damn, he got into character that fast? I knew Alex could definitely do it. Look at that mouth of his, so glib. In just 10 minutes, 7 or 8 out of 10 pairs of black stockings bought for $1.50 and sold for $20 were gone. Even the ever-experienced Alfred rarely saw such a spectacle, and was utterly dumbfounded. $500, if they're all sold, this is a direct multiplication to $10,000. Even after deducting $1,000 in wages, that's still a profit of $8,500. Although this amount of money was nothing to Alfred, he couldn't help but admit it. This kid, Ethan Cole, seemed to have become a little different. Just then, Alfred received a phone call. It was Victoria. Ethan, not answering my calls. Her voice was cold and calm, without a ripple, but beneath that still surface were violent undercurrents, as if about to swallow everything. Outside the CEO's office of Apex Global, many senior executives passing by held the owner inside in awe. I heard the CEO Warren is only 25 this year. Beautiful, sure, but also very cunning. It really makes people both respect and fear her. What else? The eldest princess of the top financial conglomerate in New York. She's much more capable than those 9 heir apparents. It's just a pity she has no ambition, otherwise she wouldn't have stayed in this small city of Havenwood. I've met her in person. Cold, proud, and self-possessed, a rare beauty in this world. What's that saying online? The cold white moonlight, yes, CEO Warren is just like that. Graceful and proud, yet elegant and intelligent, truly a flower on a high mountain peak. Victoria, the subject of everyone's discussion, was behind the double doors of her office made of premium rosewood. It was a bottomless darkness. It was daytime, but the blackout curtains were drawn. The huge office didn't have a single ray of light. Click. 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 With the continuous flickering of fluorescent lights, the exquisite and solemn office was also illuminated with countless horrifying images. Portraits of tiny, tragically deceased figures appeared on the walls, their causes of death all different. Strangulation, slit throats, exsanguination, blown to bits, slashed across the back with a long knife. The dim blue light illuminated Victoria's exquisite, cold eyes, further highlighting her wild, domineering, even Yandere-like aura. Her deep eyes stared intently at the photo on her phone screen. In the photo, another woman appeared next to me, wearing a maid outfit, black stockings. Ah, unbearably vulgar. Doesn't like Isabella Vance, so he found another woman to like? How interesting. Victoria's voice seemed coated in a layer of crushed ice, chilling to the bone. Assistant Shi Xianbin, standing beside her, felt like committing suicide. Oh my God. Why am I so unlucky? I was just peacefully going to work, and then I happened to see my boss witness Ethan Cole dating another girl. Ashura Field. This is going to kill me. If I had known this earlier, I would have stayed home today. CEO Warren, you calm down. Shi Xianbin was still trying to string together some words to beg for his life. He saw Victoria's eyes narrow dangerously, her tone murderous to the extreme. Where are my prayer beads? Shi Xianbin was scared out of his wits. Oh, dear. Others might not know, but he knew Victoria's temperament best. 7 years ago, Victoria had been treated as a sacrificial pawn by the previous family head and thrown into northern Myanmar. At 18, abandoned by the family member she trusted most to the darkest place in the world, she faced the most evil intentions in the world alone, buying, selling, scheming, even killing. Victoria finally fought her way out with a miao dao, a type of Chinese saber. From then on, her left hand held prayer beads, her right hand held the miao dao. She picked them up at 18 and hadn't put them down since. CEO Warren, please calm down, maybe it's not what you think. Shi Xianbin felt like he couldn't breathe, his calves trembling. Victoria stood up, her entire body exuding a dangerous aura. Hearing is false, seeing is believing. Come with me. A terrifying low pressure permeated every corner of the room. Utterly suffocating. Night gradually fell, with a light drizzle. I was still completely unaware of what was about to happen, still continuing my business. 50 pairs of black stockings sold out in half an hour, 10,000 in my pocket. With such huge profits, could I bear to stop? Not at all. So I turned around and bought another 100 pairs of black stockings, letting my best friend continue his performance, continue to act cute and lure men. Alex looked at me resentfully. Hey, you. I smiled. I'll give you another 1,000 in wages. Alex, hey, you're really a talent, wow. Having a boss like you is my blessing, really. But then he turned around and continued to entertain guests, no, continue to sell. As for me, I just needed to sit in the Rolls-Royce Phantom, enjoy the air conditioning, cover myself with a luxurious designer leather blanket, drink champagne, and eat gold leaf-covered ice cream sundaes. And where did this money come from? Sigh, Alfred bought it. Freeloading. Seriously, I suddenly realized, when I stopped tormenting myself, just how incredibly captivating this luxurious and extravagant life was. So fragrant. Half an hour later, 100 pairs of black stockings were also sold out smoothly. I calculated a bit. Today's total profit was 30,000, but I had to deduct the cost of the black stockings, 1,500, and the wages paid to Alex, 2,000. So, today's actual net income was 26,500. In my previous life, after graduating and looking for a job, I worked myself to death for a month and my salary was only a little over 3,000. After suffering for 2 years, it rose to 6,000. Later, if it weren't for catching the e-commerce wave, and coincidentally having some talent for gaming and building my own IP, could I have made a comeback? No way. At this time, it was getting late, and there was still a light rain outside. Alex came up to me. Ethan, do you want to continue selling? Me? I looked at him suspiciously. What, addicted? But it was also very normal. Who could resist such huge profits? Alex's father only earns 6,000 a month. Yeah. Alex scratched his head awkwardly and cleared his throat. How should I put this, Ethan? I haven't seen you this happy in a long time. In my memory, you were always very gloomy. Honestly, as long as you're happy, I can go out with you every day to sell black stockings. Hearing these words, my expression froze. Huh? I'm serious. Alex smiled brightly. Ethan, when I was bullied at school before, we didn't even know each other. You passed by, saw it, rushed in and pinned the leader to the ground and beat him up. After that, they never bullied me again. At that moment, I was sure you were my best friend for life. So don't pay attention to that Isabella Vance anymore, you're great. You're the kindest person I've ever met. You deserve to be treated gently by anyone. Me, you. My heart warmed, speechless. This friend, why was he still exactly the same as in my previous life, knowing how to pierce people's hearts like that? Alex saw my expression and backed away 2 steps in mock horror. Rebellious son. What kind of look are you giving your father? Although I do look beautiful in women's clothes, your father doesn't like men, refuse incest. Me? Ah. I silently remembered Alex's kindness. Having been reborn, I could actually make the people around me live better lives. After all. I also clearly remembered the pitfalls Alex had fallen into in his previous life, the hardships he had endured. Just then, Alex received a WeChat message. Isabella Vance, Alex Baker, did you get that guy's contact information? I really need it, please. Alex glanced at it and couldn't help but give my contact information to Isabella. Alex Baker, here, the contact information you wanted. Isabella Vance, don't mess around, Alex. I genuinely consider you a friend. Can you please not joke with me? Ethan Cole basically has no money, how could he be the owner of a Bugatti Veyron? Alex Baker, so you also know Ethan doesn't have much money? He's always been working part-time. He's reluctant to spend the money he earns on himself. You said you wanted someone to buy you breakfast every day, so he bought it for you every day. Whatever you said you wanted, he saved up money to buy it for you. Alex Baker, if you don't like Ethan, just reject him directly. Is it disgusting to keep stringing him along like that? Alex Baker, looking down on people with dog eyes, right. Come to Golden Flower Wholesale Market, today is the scene of a satisfying reversal. You look down on Ethan Cole, now he's not only transformed into a handsome guy, but he's also the noble owner of a Bugatti Veyron. /location Isabella frowned when she received these messages. What, is Alex Baker mentally ill? But she happened to be at the Golden Flower Wholesale Market because Qin Long wanted to treat her to dinner nearby today. She opened the location and saw it was only about 200 meters away. So, should she go take a look? Yao Yao, what's wrong? Qin Long asked solicitously from the side. Hearing this, Isabella pursed her lips. No, nothing. Alex is probably crazy. He said Ethan Cole is the owner of the Bugatti Veyron, the one with the license plate from the class group today. And he said, they're at the Golden Flower Wholesale Market now. How is that possible? Hearing this, the two gossipmongers, Chloe Hansen and Zhao Yingying, both gathered around. Ha! I'm telling you, this Ethan Cole really shouldn't be so crazy. It's fine if Bella rejected him, why is he still shamelessly pretending to be rich? A person like him, honestly, he'll never get a girlfriend in this lifetime. I'm telling you, this Alex Baker is the same, birds of a feather flock together. He's probably no different from Ethan Cole. Xin Long, however, was calm. He pushed up the glasses on the bridge of his nose with an air of maturity. Since that's the case, why don't we go see for ourselves? Let's go meet the esteemed owner of the Bugatti Veyron, Ethan Cole. As soon as these serious words were spoken, everyone burst out laughing. So, the group headed towards the location. Before long, they also saw the supercar in the photo, the Bugatti Veyron. And of course, the Rolls-Royce Phantom behind it. Only, let alone me, even Alex was nowhere to be seen. The only person they saw was a young lady in a maid outfit selling black stockings. Her appearance was lively and cute, easily reminding people of sweet and sour plums. The key was this look, yet it made everyone feel she could be on par with Isabella Vance. Hey! I told you, how could this Ethan Cole be the owner of a Bugatti Veyron? Ha, too funny. Zhao Yingying rolled her eyes. But Ethan Cole is really naive. He's already 19 and still immersed in love. Exactly. Chloe Hansen huffed. As an independent woman of the new era, I want to be independent and self-reliant in the future, and stay away from useless men like Ethan Cole. Embrace my Prince Charming. Xin Long didn't rush to kick me when I was down, but quietly took pictures as evidence, preparing to make a big move when school started. It was pointless to go into the group chat to mock now. He hoped more to be at school then, to see my embarrassed expression with his own eyes. That would be very interesting. This useless person should realize how terrible he is sooner. On what basis does he still fantasize about getting the goddess? It's another girl. A hint of disappointment flashed in Isabella's eyes. This girl seemed to have some connection with this Bugatti Veyron. Sure enough, such an outstanding man would not lack women. It seemed the car owner had already found a girlfriend. But, he probably wouldn't mind having one more, right? She took a step, preparing to move forward. Just then, she and her companions behind her were all stunned by the scene before them. Wow! A light drizzle fell from afar. Under the dark, cloudy sky, 10 men in black suits, holding black umbrellas, approached. Their figures were straight and tall. They were professional bodyguards, their surrounding aura incredibly powerful. The woman leading them had an even deeper aura. That beautiful figure was cold to the extreme, as noble as a fairy under the moonlight. She wore a pure black suit, high heels, each step powerful and decisive. Clearly a woman, yet every step exuded a rare decisiveness. 2 bodyguards followed beside her, humbly serving her, as if they had been completely subdued by her, becoming loyal followers. Because of this, no one could clearly see the woman's face. They only knew she had long, wavy hair, and could vaguely see the outline of her chin under the umbrella, and a pair of incredibly beautiful red lips. When this group appeared, everyone on the street was drawn to them. This was probably the difference between a tycoon and an ordinary person. An ordinary girl, even in this suit, would not only make people feel she couldn't pull it off, but would also easily be gossiped about. But a tycoon was different. Even if she wore luxury goods and possessed exquisite looks, it wouldn't make people have half a thought of disrespect. Between the two, there truly existed a barrier. Such a beautiful girl, which family's young lady is this? Oh my God, when she passed by me just now, I felt like I couldn't breathe, the sense of oppression was too strong. Not a young lady, she looks more like a powerful figure with real authority. A young lady is like a flower in a greenhouse, arrogant and confident. This aura is clearly that of a superior. Indeed, a rich person. I recognize it, everything she's wearing is custom-made. Just this outfit alone must be over $1 million. Chloe Hansen was also dumbfounded. She couldn't speak for a long time, whether it was praise or criticism, she couldn't say it. Finally, she could only glance at Zhao Yingying, originally seeking comfort, only to find the other person was the same as her. That expression was both self-deprecating and, alright, this was truly being crushed in every aspect. Qin Long's eyes widened even more. He stared blankly at the other person's retreating figure and swallowed. I've seen rich people on TV before, but seeing them on TV and seeing them in real life is completely different. Such a strong aura, phew, probably some big boss? She's so young. He himself was considered the son of a boss, but the aura of the woman just now was countless times stronger than his father's. Truly terrifying. Hearing the discussions of the people around, Isabella finally recovered somewhat. She stared blankly at the woman's retreating figure, feeling breathless for the first time in her life. Who on earth is she? Our Havenwood also has such a character? She had been beautiful since she was young. From middle school, high school, to university now, she had always been the campus queen. From childhood to adulthood, wherever she went, she was surrounded by admirers. But just now when she saw Victoria, even without seeing this woman's face, she fell into deep self-doubt. She even felt, compared to that woman, the only thing she could compare was her looks, but even then, she lost without a fight. And looks, perhaps, were the most insignificant highlight of that woman. Phew! Isabella exhaled softly. As an ordinary girl, not being in the same world as the domineering female CEO just now, was also a kind of happiness. Otherwise, it would be too damaging to one's confidence. She was about to go up and take another look, but found that the woman had already gotten into the Rolls-Royce Phantom, and then the Bugatti Veyron also followed. At the same time, in the car. After Victoria got in, the others immediately tactfully left. She took off her suit jacket, which was damp from the rain. Underneath was a white silk camisole, clinging to her body due to the rainwater, accentuating her graceful figure. Rainwater, like dewdrops, clung to her snow-white skin. This scene was so beautiful it almost made people forget to breathe. My breath hitched, but before I could react, Victoria forcefully grabbed my hands and pinned them to the seat. The woman's domineering kiss, allowing no explanation, fell, biting, sucking hard, invading fiercely, possessing. Ethan Cole, why won't you learn to be good? The feminine fragrance rushed into my nostrils. Every inch of my mouth was occupied by her without any gaps. Warm breath constantly fanned my face, like strong liquor making one intoxicated. My breathing also became chaotic, and my limbs gradually felt numb. I was paralyzed. I was just about to raise my hand to resist when the woman interlaced her 10 fingers with mine and pressed them onto the back seat. Victoria, what's wrong with you? Tell me. But as soon as I finished this sentence, Victoria became even more frantic. Not only my lips, but also my eyes, nose, cheeks, neck, were all left with burning bite marks. Then my collarbone, chest muscles. I let out a soft groan, my gaze also becoming somewhat heated. Victoria, don't mess around. In the darkness, the woman's movements paused. She looked up at me, her eyes carrying a hot glint and the wildness of a wolf. Why were you with other women? I was dazed, only then understanding about Alex, and explained the whole thing. Victoria frowned, her dark eyes unreadable, non-committal. Actually, I could have come back very early today, but Dr. Wang said you've been quite anxious lately, so I thought I'd buy a few things to help you relax. I originally wanted to continue explaining theoretically, it was indeed possible to coax her this way. Ring ring ring, but damn it 1,000 times, Isabella called. Victoria's gaze landed on the phone screen, the corner of her mouth twitching. Ha! Victoria, listen to my explanation. I still wanted to say something, but was forcefully silenced by the woman before me. Even more frantically biting, mixed with fresh blood and saliva. My breathing became more and more difficult. I saw the woman completely press me down onto the seat, then slowly pull out her tie my hands, and raise them above my head. Ethan Cole, every inch of your skin, any organ in your body, belongs to me. Her deep eyes finished speaking, then pressed onto me, not only kissing passionately, her jade-like fingers also moved all over my body, as if trying to find all my sensitive areas. Want it? The woman's low, hoarse voice sounded by my ear. Ugh. I was out of breath, only feeling like my heart was about to jump out of my chest. In the ambiguous atmosphere, I didn't know if it was intentional or not. Victoria's hand, as if unintentionally, landed on my phone, perfectly pressing the answer button. Beep, the sound of the call connecting rang in my ear. I let out a helpless soft groan, thinking to myself, good, Isabella has become your aphrodisiac, right Victoria? Why do I feel like you wanted to do this all along, and this phone call just made it seem more legitimate? Don't go too far. I was a man, how could I bear to be underneath for so long? So, Victoria had to go down. In the darkness, desire surged in her eyes, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. Her slender, well-defined hand fell to the nape of my neck, her slender fingers sinking deep into my hair, like a spider web ensnaring prey, pulling the distance between us closer. Ambiguous breaths fanned across each other's faces. Victoria closed her eyes, deepening this kiss. Ethan Cole. Good boy. You can only be mine. On the other end of the line, Isabella was dumbfounded. She heard the content from the other end and fell silent for a long time. Did I mishear? Chloe Hansen beside her couldn't help but ask, what's wrong? Did Ethan answer the phone? He's not still playing hard to get with you, is he? If we ignore him later, don't blame us for not giving him a chance. Still wants to date you? Dream on. Isabella's face became even uglier. She bit her lip, only managing to utter a sentence after a long time. He seems to be dating someone. Just now on the other end, I heard a girl call him Ethan Cole. In fact, she was indeed a little unwilling today. Both were women, both from the same world. On what basis could the woman she saw have such an extraordinary aura, and wear such luxurious designer clothes? Even sit in that high-class Rolls-Royce Phantom. And her, Isabella Vance? Ordinary background, the title of campus queen, seemed a bit empty. Perhaps this feeling of being completely crushed made her unbearable. She suddenly remembered the feeling of being meticulously cared for by me. In front of me, she felt like a goddess. So, under Chloe Hansen's instigation, she hesitantly called me back. Otherwise, based on how I had scolded her before, she would absolutely not have taken the initiative to contact me. But, what did she hear when she called just now? She actually heard another woman's voice on the other end, and the sounds were strange. Were they not kissing? Thinking of these things, Isabella's heart grew even more dissatisfied. She didn't like me, so I should also suffer to death, hide in a corner and continue to look up to her, wait for her. What did it mean to be with other girls? Didn't I say I liked her? Was my love so cheap? Ha! Chloe Hansen was also dazed. No way, just calling his name doesn't necessarily mean she's his girlfriend. Think about it, Ethan Cole likes you to death, how could he go find someone else? And hey, even if he found a girlfriend, so what? I don't think she's anything special. In short, she's not even a finger compared to you, Isabella. You're both the campus queen, and your grades are particularly outstanding. Hearing these words, Isabella's heart was somewhat comforted. That's right. The gap between her and me was so big. So what if I really found a girlfriend? It was just self-degradation. Maybe, in my heart, I was still thinking of her now. There's a saying online, you shouldn't meet someone too stunning in your youth, otherwise, you'll always feel something is missing when you look at anyone else later. Isabella pursed her lips. I'll wait and see these few days. Ethan Cole will probably still contact me as before. Although he went astray, I'm still willing to consider him a friend. As long as his attitude is better in the future, I won't mind those trivial matters. Chloe Hansen sighed. Sigh, her best friend was really too kind. She could even forgive someone like me, who had even scolded both of them before. Her best friend was both beautiful and outstanding, truly the bright moon in the sky. Ethan Cole, oh Ethan Cole, you really don't deserve her. Short skit, at this moment, Alex Baker was sitting in the passenger seat of the Bugatti Veyron, laughing so hard his jaw was stiff. This was truly a comedy skit playing out in reality. His best friend was actually a rich second generation. Wow, and he even owned that kind of Bugatti supercar. Overwhelming happiness. Alfred drove numbly. He didn't know how long this drive would last. Or rather, he should ask how long CEO Warren and Mr. Cole wanted their car to drive. He wanted to go home and rest. He was so sleepy, so tired, his ears hurt. Young Alex Baker beside him was a bit too noisy. When I got home, I suddenly felt that I was still very good in this aspect. Even after being so busy, my legs weren't shaking at all. This is very OJBK, okay, I did some mental math. My current total assets are 25,000. If I work hard for another 2 or 3 days, I should be able to earn another 10,000 or so. But if it's just making money, it's still not considered meaningful work, and it's not easy to win the special prize of 100,000. If it's elevated a bit, it's different. The easiest way to show off is through moral grandstanding. I suddenly felt doing charity was a good option. Got it. I suddenly remembered I could go to some rural areas near Havenwood and donate some things. Then let Alfred put on a show and film it. Isn't this much better than Sheen Lone sweeping the streets? I originally planned to go directly, but then I remembered. That female CEO, Her Excellency, seemed to still be angry. All right. I opened the trunk of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, took out the pot of lionhead goldfish I had bought earlier, and then went into the main hall to find Victoria. Oh my god, this manor is really big. On the way, I almost spilled all the water in the fishbowl. I heard from Dr. Wang that you've been very anxious lately, but raising fish is a method that most people can use to relieve anxiety. The shop owner said lionhead goldfish come in many different colors. The 2 I bought are snow leopard and red and white. In the fishbowl, 2 fat lionhead goldfish were swimming foolishly, chubby and very cute. Seeing Victoria, they even blew bubbles at her. It seemed like they were trying very hard to squeeze them out of their fat gills. Victoria retracted her gaze. This fish was cutely stupid. Assistant Shi Xianbin, standing beside her, couldn't help but start mocking. This kind of fish looks a bit ugly. It looks like it has a longevity star head tumor on its head, and it's surprisingly stupid. I heard it's not easy to raise either. Alfred glared at Shi Xianbin. Idiot, can't you see the situation clearly even now? Victoria took out a butterfly knife from the drawer, skillfully twirling it with her fingers. The sharp blade spun on her fingertips, the movements practiced and fluid like flowing water and drifting clouds. Her serene eyes stared intently at the lionhead goldfish in the bowl, her whole body exuding a murderous aura. Seeing her like this, I couldn't help but take a step back. Female devil, calm down, female devil, it's not that serious. This is just a fish. I couldn't help but think, could it be that Victoria found this lionhead goldfish too ugly and was planning to kill it directly? Honestly, I was sweating a little. Shi Xianbin continued to ramble, and hey, Mr. Cole, don't you know? Our CEO Warren has no interest in fish. Her pet is a lion, now that's what you call domineering. These 2 fish you bought probably didn't cost much. When buying things for girls, you have to use your heart, you know? But before he could finish his words. Swish! Victoria, who knows when, had stood up and brandished the butterfly knife in front of Shi Xianbin's neck. Her dangerous eyes stared at him. Have you said enough? If your tongue doesn't know how to use it properly, it can be cut off. Shi Xianbin immediately felt a chill in his neck. He swallowed and apologized in panic. Sorry, CEO Warren. Heavens, am I mistaken? How should I put this? Actually, CEO Warren treats us subordinates very well. Including him and Alfred, CEO Warren bought them houses and cars herself, so that their families could also live prosperous lives. This was also why we were willing to follow CEO Warren wholeheartedly. But Shi Xianbin felt that his little life was almost about to right a will here today. Why? Because he just said Ethan Cole's fish gift wasn't good? Heavens! Alfred, however, showed a gloating expression, covering his mouth and snickering. I think these 2 fish Mr. Cole gave are very thoughtful. Don't they both look very beautiful? And lionhead goldfish are very expensive. The quality of these 2 fish, the selling price must be in the 4 digits. Mr. Cole thought of CEO Warren as soon as he made money. How considerate. As soon as these words were spoken, the domineering aura on Victoria dissipated considerably. She put away the butterfly knife and turned to leave. Call them Spotty and Flowy. I was stunned. Ha! In fact, just now I felt like I had just returned from a trip to the gates of hell. What was the situation now? Alfred patiently explained. CEO Warren means, she likes these two fish very much, and has named them Spotty and Flowy. Me? I doubtfully turned my head to look at the two fish. Why this name? Alfred continued to explain, because the snow leopard lionhead goldfish has many black and white spots on its body, so it's called Spotty. Then why not call the other fish Little Red? I continued to ask. Alfred, because the red and white lionhead goldfish has two colors, red and white, which are colors, so it's called Flowy. He pushed up the glasses on the bridge of his nose and affirmed, CEO Warren hasn't even named that lion of hers yet, so, she likes these two variegated carp very much. Me? What kind of logic is this? I don't believe it. And also, what variegated carp? This is called a lionhead goldfish. I had just turned my head to ask Victoria, but then I discovered. Victoria now seemed to be in a very good mood. Her eyes looked at me gently, completely different from the murderous expression just now, even giving off a feeling like a puppy begging for praise. As if asking, isn't this name great? Me. All right then. Afterward, Victoria had Alfred hire a fish-keeping expert to take good care of these two fish. Every month, they also had to buy imported fish food, hire a high-salaried veterinarian, and 3 bodyguards were assigned to protect Spotty and Flowy. Well, so be it. She even had Alfred find someone to custom-make an extremely large fish tank, probably over 100 square meters in area and 3 meters high. By the way, later, she could even go down there and walk the fish. Yes, walk the fish. Chi Xianbin felt like he was dreaming throughout the whole process. Heavens, could this be the decisive and ruthless CEO Warren? She hadn't even walked her own domineering lion, and now she was interested in walking fish? Walking these two variegated carp? He originally still held a sliver of hope. Until Victoria said to Alfred, starting from now, your salary will be increased by 100,000. Alfred glanced smugly at Chi Xianbin. Thank you, CEO Warren. Chi Xianbin. Seriously. A fatuous ruler, she's really become a fatuous ruler. I stood not far away, mulling over what Victoria had said earlier. If your tongue doesn't know how to use it properly, it can be cut off. Me. What's the proper way to use a tongue? This. I hadn't expected this. Maybe I should learn a little tonight? Afterward, Victoria returned to Apex Global to continue working. I also prepared the final things before school started. In the last 3 days, I couldn't keep making Alex wear a maid outfit to sell black stockings, so I later went to the market to find some other beautiful young ladies. Selling black stockings was also very smooth. It was just that Alex felt a little wronged. Bro, have I fallen out of favor? Me? You didn't have this expression when you were resisting wearing the maid outfit. In 3 days, I earned 60,000 from the black stocking business in the bustling streets of Havenwood. This matter was also filmed by many people and posted on forums. For a time, the story of the maid driving a supercar to sell black stockings in Havenwood also spread. But this was, after all, an era that laughed at poverty but not at prostitution. So most of the comments were heaven and earth roared, the old servant sparkled on stage. Currently, my total assets are 80,000. After finishing the most important thing today. Then, I will have a chance to win the school opening scholarship. I made a phone call. Alex Baker, no salary today. You're working for free as a volunteer. Coming or not? Alex Baker, no need to be so polite with me, what's our relationship? Your dad is coming right now. Alex Baker, but what are you planning to do? Me, making money, of course. I thought to myself, after this show-off video is filmed, I won't be far from the 100,000 prize. Once I get the 100,000 prize, won't I be one step closer to my business empire? Wow! Only when Alex arrived did he realize just how dearly he had to pay for those bold words, your dad. Heavens! These books are so heavy. Today, not only did I not make any money, but I also had to spend 40,000. But Alex and I were both very happy. Sitting in the car on the way home, Alex was incredibly emotional. He never imagined that the money this guy earned, would actually be directly spent on buying 40,000 worth of books to donate to the Hope Primary School in the nearby mountainous area. Even I was invited by the principal to give a speech. Whether it was the words I said, or my confident and unrestrained demeanor at that time, it all made Alex tear up. How should I put this? It felt like our family's child was about to grow up. Ethan, oh Ethan, you're making me cry to death. If one day I wake up and turn into a cute little sister, I'll definitely let you have me first. Me? I smiled comfortably. Don't mess around. Didn't you see I had Alfred film the whole process? This is also part of my homework. This is called sublimation, understand? A little bit of showing off and it's done. Oomph. Alex pouted. You absolutely didn't need to put in 40,000 for an uncertain 100,000 prize, just like you didn't need to save me from being bullied at school back then. You didn't even know me well then, we weren't even acquainted. You're just a tough mouth with a soft heart. Hearing these 4 words, I felt incredibly guilty again. Tough mouth, soft heart. In my previous life, I was worthy of everyone, yet I only wronged Victoria. Thinking back now, Victoria's harsh upbringing from a young age had shaped her personality. For her to treat me like that even in her extremely distorted psychological state was already the utmost gentleness she could muster. Actually, I should also treat Victoria a little better, right? Early the next morning. In the kitchen, I was making quite a bit of noise. Alfred stood beside me, unable to bear watching. Mr. Cole, how about we still let the auntie make breakfast? Besides, it's only 4 o'clock now. Actually, what he felt sorry for was this pot. An enameled casserole, top-grade handcrafted enamel, dotted with fragrant white magnolia flowers, a work by an artisan over 60 years old. This pot cost 78,000. It's fine. I replied, sweating profusely, while stirring the slightly burnt bottom of the casserole with a spoon. Making porridge, you have to get up a little earlier. Alfred bluntly exposed me. If it's burnt, then there's indeed time to cook another pot. Me? Uncle Lou, I lift you up high, and you kick me down into a ditch? Good. Just then, the sound of an elevator came from the main building of the manor. Ding! Alfred and the group of servants there immediately went over, then bowed. Good morning, CEO Warren. Victoria acknowledged, then walked into the kitchen wearing slippers. This loungewear set of hers was a lazy 3-piece set, a wavy ruffled top plus wide leg pants, with a long magnolia patterned cardigan draped over it. The clothes were high-grade blended silk, reflecting sparkling light under the lamp. The loose style vaguely outlined Victoria's slender figure. Her long hair was pinned up with a magnolia jade hairpin at the back of her head, with only a few strands of hair falling behind her ears onto her exquisite collarbone, highlighting her gentle, jade-like beauty. Perhaps because she had just woken up, the murderous aura around her had lessened a lot. Her bare face, lacking the sharpness brought by makeup, her eyes clear as amber, her nose bridge high and straight, her lips soft as pale pink peach blossoms, glistening. This face was astonishingly beautiful, truly a darling of creation. Also a masterpiece of art. I was just about to turn around. Vic! Shoo! Victoria's lazy, slightly hoarse voice sounded by my ear. Victoria came up behind me, gently tiptoeing, then rested her chin on the crook of my shoulder. Her deep eyes looked at the other person. These beautiful eyes usually carried a faint look of disdain, as if indifferent to everything in the world. She had been in a high position for a long time, and had long since stopped looking at any ordinary person with emotion. To her, outsiders were like weeds. Only when these eyes looked towards me did they reveal an undisguised, wild possessiveness. Burning and crazy. It was the most primitive desire. I want to possess you, and have your bloodline. Phew. I took a deep breath. It had been a long time since I was reborn, but I still couldn't forget the fear of Victoria from my previous life. My voice also trembled a little. I'm not trying to run away. Your health has always been poor. I asked a nutritionist to adjust the ratio for this medicated porridge. Drinking it can replenish qi and blood. Persisting for a long time will be very good for your body. I know. Her voice was low, a rare gentleness, yet full of restraint. One hand held my waist tightly, the other took my hand, guiding the correct posture for cooking porridge. Next time you cook porridge, remember not to forget to stir the bottom of the pot. When the porridge at the bottom of the pot was turned over, only then did I realize I had still burnt it. How about we cook another pot? I couldn't help but say. No need. Victoria turned and skillfully took out bowls and chopsticks from the cupboard. Don't waste it. I wanted to say something but stopped, looking at the pitch-black porridge and falling into deep thought. If you drink this bowl of porridge, then you can't casually go crazy and scare me. In fact, my worries were correct, and even. I wasn't the only one with this worry. In the main hall, Alfred and everyone else watched Victoria drink the porridge, all feeling cold sweat break out. After all, they all knew Victoria's picky appetite. After drinking this bowl of porridge, I'm afraid. Some maids even looked at me worriedly, wanting to ask if this body of mine could withstand a beating. Alfred finally couldn't hold back. CEO Warren, how about you don't drink it anymore? This porridge probably won't have any nourishing effect if you drink it, it might even be counterproductive. Victoria slowly finished the porridge, her movements extremely elegant, her tone firm as she replied, delicious. Alfred? The group of servants? A certain gold medal chef who was often criticized despite showcasing top-notch cooking skills. Heavens, the question marks are about to be smashed, okay? I was also very surprised, and even a little secretly happy. Really or not? I didn't believe it, took a sip myself, and almost. Victoria, are you sure? Victoria, Her eyes stared intently at the grain of rice on the corner of my mouth, her voice hoarse and low. You just drank the porridge I already drank. Good little puppy, taking the initiative again. Seeing the female devil was in a good mood, I went along with her words and continued, then I'll go get a bowl of porridge too. Didn't you say not to waste it? I happen to be hungry. Victoria stood up and walked towards the kitchen. I'll go cook another pot for you. After speaking, she pressed my shoulders down, her tone firm and domineering. Sit down. Me? Why do I feel like I'm being forced to be a servant? But watching Victoria get up to cook porridge for me, I actually felt a little warmth. Outside, she's a decisive tycoon CEO, at home, she goes into the kitchen for me. This kind of setup is a bit touching. Afterward, I smoothly drank the seafood and vegetable porridge Victoria cooked. It felt just right in consistency, sweet and refreshing, a rare delicacy. Good, a Yandere hexagram star god of war type, right? I didn't expect her cooking to be this good too. Is it delicious? Victoria asked. I had a very happy feeling just now. Thank you, I said. Hearing this, Victoria's lips curled. You should say, lucky. She almost couldn't resist putting poison in it just now, so that I could never leave her. How disgusting. She had frozen my card, just afraid I would buy plane tickets and run away again. But I started a plan to make money to leave, yet I was being so good to her, even cooking porridge for her. In this life, it was the first time she had drunk porridge cooked by my own hands. But on second thought, if she really poisoned me to death, it seemed she wouldn't be able to drink my porridge anymore, nor would she be able to do intimate things with me. Poor me. If intimacy is an expression of love, she really wanted to be intimate with me, until heads rolled and blood flowed. I, however, didn't pay attention to what Victoria said. I didn't plan to go to school too early, so I decisively took out my phone to play for a while. It was just that the message that popped up on my phone made my mood not very good. That Isabella Vance, I don't know what kind of fit she was having, actually posted the love letter I wrote her in the class group. Leading to now, the group chat was full of people mocking me. Haha, is there really a toad lusting after swan meat? Suggest Ethan Cole sober up a bit. Among the campus queen's pursuers, he really doesn't stand a chance. Sheen Long's family owns a company, and he hasn't even managed to woo Isabella Vance. What does Ethan Cole have? I saw my head steaming, sent an international friendly finger gesture, and then directly left the group. Victoria took in all my expressions, a sharp glint flashing in her deep eyes, then she stood up. Change your clothes. I'll drive you to school today. Hearing this, I was immediately dazed. Huh? Isn't she very busy? Today, I wore a simple white shirt and jeans. I was already handsome, so a little casual tidying up made me look very outstanding, energetic, and handsome. I sat in the passenger seat, my mood no longer so tense. The current situation is very good. Alfred has already edited the video and put it on a USB drive. They are respectively the scenes of me and Alex selling black stockings, and the content of the speech when donating books to Hope Primary School. Today, I just need to take this to submit the homework, and then wait for the voting to receive the prize money. 100,000 plus my current 40,000 is already a considerable startup capital. I remember in less than 2 months, an old residential area in Havenwood will be demolished. If I can earn 1 million before then, that money will immediately triple. 3 million, that would perfectly complete the goal from 0 to 1. We're here. Victoria parked the car in the school parking lot. I turned my head to look at Victoria beside me. In my line of sight, her side profile was exquisite. The morning sun shone on her high-nose bridge, leaving a faint peach-pink hue on her snow-white skin, her deep eyes like stars and the moon. Today, the car she drove was a Lamborghini Aventador. It didn't seem out of place with this calm and introverted tycoon princess at all, but rather harmonized with the wildness in her blood, the unrestrained passion in her nature. She's so beautiful. My Adam's apple bobbed slightly. And the commotion now was enough to cause an earthquake at Havenwood University. Wow! Lamborghini Aventador? Oh my god! Our Havenwood University has this kind of supercar? So handsome, ho-ho, I'm crying to death. Wait, someone's getting out of the car. Handsome bro, who are you? Beauty, who are you? Is this an image that can appear at our shabby Havenwood University? The sense of disharmony is really serious, I can't take it. Chilling to the bone, when will we NPCs be able to stand up? Even bicycle brothers aren't cool anymore. Under everyone's attention, Victoria led me to buy some daily stationery at the school gate. The handsome man and beautiful woman walked together, attracting attention wherever they went. I seemed a little unnatural, but Victoria, on the contrary, was very calm, her eyes even carrying a faint look of disdain. As if this scene of being watched by 10,000 people was just a daily occurrence for her, only feeling a sense of cumbersomeness. After buying everything, Victoria gave me the car keys. Let's go. At the same time, Alfred finally drove the Aston Martin DBS over. This car was also one of Victoria's favorites, low-key and introverted without losing its exquisite handsomeness. He opened the car door and bowed. CEO Warren, I'll take you to the company. Only then did I realize, she originally didn't like ostentatious sports cars like Lamborghinis. Did she drive it today to back me up? After all, it was the first day of school. Victoria couldn't help but glance at me a few more times when she was in the car, her gaze sweeping over my eyes, nose, lips, chin, neck, everything. Her gaze was lingering and greedy, as if wanting to take all of me into her eyes. Finally, she couldn't resist going to my side again, biting hard on my collarbone until the teeth marks were deeply imprinted on my flesh and blood flowed continuously before she stopped with satisfaction. Phew! I took a deep breath, feeling a little embarrassed being watched by everyone around. Victoria, are you a dog? The corner of Victoria's eyes curved into a smile. Marking. You can also understand it as, I'm declaring sovereignty. Havenwood University. Alex Baker sat by the window in the corridor. He was originally a little sleepy and planned to close his eyes for a bit. As a result, students passing by in the corridor kept discussing a recent event in Havenwood, waking him up completely.